Greetings, God bless, and welcome back. I am in the middle of reading Phillip K Dick's Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? And I was just looking at a few of his other books. And there was a talk he gave in France about this very unusual experience that he had, where he is convinced he um, went back in time, and that uh, and so a few of his books refer to it. And there was one that was talking about how he thinks that time stopped in 50 AD. So this is kind of interesting. He's not like a Bible scholar, although I'm sure he probably took a look at the Bible after he was finding these correlations in some of the stuff that he wrote in his books, because somehow some biblical stuff was appearing. And who knows, maybe somebody read him these passages, these scriptures, and it just percolated into his work. But there is, it is interesting because in the Bible, like scripture says that that Jesus is returning swiftly, and that he would return in like in a certain time frame, that if we are up, it might be like maybe we're not in 2023. Like, what if we are in a simulation and it's 50 AD? So if we look at that in terms of, let's say, Tartaria and mudfloods and melted buildings, so on one hand, when like if we're living a simulation, like I know that there's a CIA document that says we are living in a simulation, but if we're not in a simulation, but maybe we're in a parallel universe that's stuck in time. So if we're in 50 AD, so if we're stuck in time, but we're still in the past, like how would that play itself out in terms of this? All these structures that are on every continent, and they're almost cookie cutter structures. Yes, there's some distinction. Something is different in India or China, but there is a lot of commonality. It's statistically significant how the architecture is consistent worldwide, and not only architecture but other kind of structures, other kind of infrastructure. So, and what I have been wondering is, were these melted buildings as a result of the time of Lot? Was Sodom and Gomorrah bigger, perhaps, than just the area that we know in history books? What do you guys think? So, I think that would be. I guess that would be it. So if we are, like Phillip K Dick is saying, we are in a simulation or a time, like stuck in time at 50 AD, that would mean everything is much more recent. And what does that mean? That history isn't thousands of years ago, or that what we thought. What would that do? Like, and this is just a thought experiment. I don't know for a fact. It feels to me like we're not in a simulation, but I can imagine that we are in an altered state. I'm pretty certain that in our in this paradigm that we're in, we're not allowed to see certain things, to see certain things. When I'm stressed out and I'm looking for a pen, there can be a pen right in front of me, but I can't see it. And I think that there's like this socially this brainwashing or some type of mental control that makes it so we can't see, you know, paranormal entities, for instance. Like all these cats are seeing things moving around, and even little kids can see things. So I just wonder um, what's there, what's reality, and that we have not been conditioned to see. Like there was this study that was done where kittens were never allowed to see a horizontal line, a horizontal surface their entire life. And because they were never exposed to it in their formative years or formative months, they were never able to process or see a horizontal line. So, if we've never been allowed when we were young to see like a little rectangular square or something like that, and the first time we see it is when we're 30 years old, we can't really process this. And so maybe we are seeing like this flying spaghetti monster right in front of us, but since we've never been sensitized to it, we don't even recognize it. This flying spaghetti monster could be hitting us in the face, and we have no experience with it, no vision of it, no introduction to it in our formative years. And I'm just using this as a metaphor. So could that be possible? So it's just an interesting thing I came across, and thanks for watching. God bless.